After what must have seemed like an off-season that lasted forever, how good is it to take the pitch the first time?
Yeah, it's great. It's what everyone wants to do. It has been a really long off-season, and to finally get all the girls here and get out on the field, it's been good, yeah. I mean, great Seattle weather, but yeah, it's great to be outside.
A lot of new faces here, obviously. You're a big part of that as the GM. Is it fun to see kind of all your hard work come out and take the pitch?
Yeah, definitely. I think, just getting all the girls here, getting them settled, getting them set up, and then finally getting them to see them on the field was always sort of in the back of my mind when we were doing all the stuff in the off season. Just that thought was always exciting, so to finally see it. But all the hard work begins now, and I think that's the important thing for all the players, whether they were here last year or they're new players into the group, is this pre-season is huge for us, and we've got to make every minute count.
I think the beep test is always something people look forward to or dread at the same time. Did you have any bets going in?
Yeah, I'm going to keep them to myself. I'm winning at the moment. So, I think the thing with fitness testing, in my opinion, is it's great to have scores of where the girls are at, but it's more about where they're mentally at in terms of how hard they're willing to push themselves. And I think you saw today that they're willing to push themselves quite hard. So, when you get into the season, they're going to be characteristics you're going to want out of your players.
How nice is it to take the pitch at Memorial Stadium here for the first time?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the field's fantastic, new turf. We've been doing some experimenting with the lines and making sure that we've got the pitch dimensions that we want. So it's good to get the girls out there and see what they think about it too, because we're in a position where we can manage it however we see fit. And it's good to get their input too. So, it's been a very productive day.
I know a lot of people will want to ask about the football lines, and I know there's been a lot of work and thought going into it, and I know weather's had a big factor to do with that. But if you could just give the plan going forward.
Well, the plan is we've got our soccer line down that we wanted. We've made the field wider. We've managed to, test out how we're going to green out the American football lines, whether we do it in one swoop or we have to constantly top it up. So you're right, I think the weather's playing a part at the moment, and the fact that Memorial's used quite often by the people, it's seeing the wear and tear on the field. So we're in negotiations and talks with the guys who paint the lines for us about the best plan of action, and it's good that we've got this pre-season chunk to be able to come up with the ideal solution come that first game.
You don't have your national team players for the first week. Is it, I don't know if nice is the right word, but is there any benefit to getting the rest of the team comfortable before those national team players come in?
I think the big thing is the national team players and the other players who play for their national teams have been playing games. They're going to come back in with 2, 3, 4, maybe 90 minutes under their belt. So the job for these players this week is to make sure that they're physically ready to be able to compete with them, because they've had a bigger pre-season than what these girls have. So that's the focus this week, to get the group that are here in a physical state to be able to compete with the national team players when they come back.
Is there any challenge for you with all the new players to get them comfortable with each other, since it is such a new team?
Yeah, but it's crazy how, football's a small world, and already a lot of them who I didn't think knew each other do know each other, and, they're seeing each other like they're long-lost friends. So I think that's the beauty of women's football, is everybody tends to know someone who knows someone who knows someone. So, already this morning there's been a little bit of banter going on and a bit of fun with the girls, so I think that'll be fine.
As a coach, what's the plan for the first week? What are the main goals you need to accomplish?
Getting the girls touches on the ball and getting them in a physical state ready to compete with the national team players. I think that is without doubt the priority. We're not going to beast them with loads of games, but get them in a physical state so when the national team players come back, the standard of training is at the level that's required for this team to be successful, which is what we want.